do a little touch up, a little brush up, you know what I'm saying, a little update, okay? And we were talking a lot about manifestation yesterday in the live that we did yesterday. For those who was tuned in to that live, and they suggested that we do a updated manifestation lesson. So we're here to do that. Yes, this will be on YouTube for those who need it. So feel free to click the link in my bio and subscribe to YouTube so that you can watch it back from the beginning. I'm gonna try to run through this as quickly as I can so I can get home and escape this goddamn rain. All right, thank you for the gift, my love. But yeah, we're gonna touch on as much information as we possibly can to make sure that y'all got what y'all need. Okay, I feel very weird sitting on this side. I feel like I'm gonna change sides, okay, because I'm right-handed and I'm sitting on the left, and that just doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna roll my ass over here. That looks so much better. Feels so much better. Okay. That wasn't working for me. I don't know. It wasn't doing what I needed it to do. Okay. Anywho, so let's get into it. Manifestation 101. We got to go through some different tips, tools, mentalities, perspectives to help you manifest. Okay? Now, the biggest thing that I want y'all to remember when it comes to manifestation is your thoughts, your words, and your feelings, right, are what help you manifest. Okay? I want to use this side. So, thoughts, words, feelings, and I'm also put emotions. Okay? These three things combined are going to be the key parts or key components of you manifesting the things that you want. Okay? If your thoughts are negative, low vibrational, nasty, disgusting, foul, it's not going to work. Okay? Because what you think becomes reality. So if you're thinking on a low vibration, if your thoughts are negative, if you're not believing in yourself, believing in the things that you're manifesting, believing in your ability to have those things, believing in the fact that you are deserving of those things, then nothing is going to come to you and you're going to be in the same spot. Okay? Your words, the things that we speak are very important. The way that we talk about the things that we want, the way that we speak about our future, the way we speak about where we currently are mentally, the way that we talk to other people, okay? Especially, like, for example, you know how, like, when people be like, oh, you got money, and y'all be like, nah, shit, I'm broke for real. That's a manifestation, right? Manifestations aren't always just good. Manifesting just simply means the things that you've spoken, the things that you've thought, the things that you felt have become reality. So that doesn't always mean it's going to be a good thing, right? So saying all that, nah, I'm broke. Oh, I don't got it. Oh, you know, that ain't me. They be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You big money. No, I'm not. Why would you say no? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Habit. I appreciate you. Why would you say no? That doesn't make sense for you to, you know, negate that. If they're telling you this is what it is, then agree. Yes, I am big money. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Oh, I'm broke. I don't got it. Little things like that are manifestations. Especially because of the fact that you believe it. You're believing the things that you thinking, you believe in the things that you're saying, and you're feeling it. The emotion is, I believe that I ain't shit and I don't got it. Okay? So then when you don't have it, don't act surprised that you don't fucking got it. Alright? Next thing. Manifestations are not always good. They're not. Again, manifesting is simply taking something that you created through your thoughts, words, or emotions and bringing that into reality. That is not always a good thing. So yes, you can manifest negativity. Yes, you can manifest negative experiences. Yes, you can manifest negative encounters or opportunities or whatever. It's not always good shit. Okay? I feel like that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. If I have the power to manifest something negative, that would mean I also have the power to manifest something positive. Right? The power is there nonetheless. So our goal is to take ourselves out of this negative energy and put ourselves in this positive energy. Okay? Not speaking negatively, thinking negatively, feeling negatively, acting negatively, but remixing all of that, okay, and making it positive. All right? Next thing. The universe is a mirror. The universe is a mirror. Everything that you put out is reflected back to you. Simple as that. The minute that you think it, it's coming back to you. The minute that you speak it, it's coming back to you. The minute that you feel it, it's coming back to you. Immediately. Now, it may take some time here in this physical realm because we know the physical realm moves very slow. Because we're in the physical space, it moves very slow, right? And the spiritual realm has already happened. It's already happening. But it takes a little time to manifest itself here in the physical because we're in a very low dimension, which means everything is moving slowly. That's why things are solid, tangible. Because the energy is moving slow enough for us to be able to feel it, right? 3D. The more quickly the energy moves, the less you can see it here in the physical. This is why you can't see spirits, because spirits are on a frequency that is fast moving. That's why we can't see them with our human eye, right? So the minute that you put things out, you getting it back. It may take a minute to manifest in the physical, which is why sometimes when you're manifesting, you know, you can manifest something on a Monday of 1 month and you may not get it back until maybe that next month on a Friday, right? That's simply, it's not because it's not working. It's because we live on a lower vibration, okay, that makes things kind of move a little bit more slow. But it's already happening in the spiritual, okay? So with this, we have, and I'm gonna review the whole board, so just be patient. We have as above, so below. Okay? As above, so below. Which means that things are happening in the spiritual first, and then they're happening in the physical. So one of the key components to manifestation is patience. Okay? Patience. Once you put that energy out there, you have to know that it's coming back, because that's just the law of the universe. That's just how this shit works. Okay? That's just how it goes. Once you put it out, it's going to come back immediately. Right? However, it may take some time to get to you. Just because it's taking time to get to you don't mean it's not coming. And that's where a lot of people kind of get messed up at, right? You're in this waiting period, waiting for this thing to come from the spiritual realm, right? So you're in this in-between period where you have to wait. And because you're waiting, you're like, damn, it's not happening. It's not coming. Everything that I manifested is just not working. Or some people feel like, oh, I'm going to do it over. I'm going to continue to just, bombard the universe with the same manifestation over and over. If I'm doing a spell, I'm going to do that spell 30 times. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing the 369 method, I'm going to do that shit 40 times, over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? And that's not necessary. All right? If anything, you're exhausting energy that you don't need to put out. Because the minute that you spoke it, the minute that you felt it, the minute that you thought it, it was already manifesting itself in the spiritual realm. Right? Spiritual realm is first. Physical realm is second. So immediately when something comes out of your mouth, you're setting it in motion. Immediately. So if I say right now, I open myself up to attract $500. I'm so happy and grateful for the $500 that I'm attracting, and I'm going to use it to do blah, 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 blah. Once I said that, it's out there and it's working. Simple as that. It's literally that fucking simple. Now, I can now tell myself, oh, well, it's been 30 seconds, and I haven't gotten the $5 yet, so obviously this shit don't work. With that one little thought, I'm undoing what I just put out there. Thank you for the rose, my love. I'm undoing everything that I just put out there with that one little thought. Okay? So we don't have to do all that writing over and over. No, you don't. It's not necessary. If you're gonna do a 369 method, do that shit one time. It's out there. Right? It's you said it. You did it. You don't need to do it 30 and 40 times and do it over the course of 2 weeks, and you don't need to do all of that. That's overkill. Right? The moment that you speak it out of your mouth, you put it out there. It's out there. Now, the part that y'all have to do trusting the process, trusting yourself enough to know that you said what you said, you meant what you said, and it's coming. Trusting your spirit team enough to know that they got your back and they're going to help you get to whatever it is that you're manifesting. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go over the whole board in a second. Give me 1 second. Okay? Another thing. So we have trusting yourself, right? Trusting your spirit team. But we also have intuition. Right? Because some of the things that you manifest may require you to take certain steps so that you are able to connect with that thing. Right? And this is when intuition comes into play. Now, you can't say, I want to manifest X, Y, and Z, and then spirit is like, okay, cool. What I need for you to do, it's like this, for example, right? It's like saying, I'm going to order this Uber, or I'm going to order this Lyft, or this ride, or whatever, right? Now, that's my manifestation. I ordered it. I sent it out. It's been approved by the universe. It's on its way to me. But the requirement is I have to catch it on the next street. Now, I can sit here and be like, well, why I got to catch it on the next street? Why they can't just come to my street? Why da-da-da-da-da? Blah, 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 blah. And make up all these excuses of why I can't do what my intuition is telling me to do, which is to go to that next street so that I can get it. Right? And then you miss it. You don't get it because you don't follow your intuition. And then that's like me turning around and saying, well, since I didn't go on the next street, obviously the Uber was never really there. Obviously the ride never really went through. Because if it did, then it would have came and picked me up right here where I'm at. But maybe you don't know that there's traffic on the street that you're at. Maybe you don't know that there's a car accident that's about to happen or already happened where you at. Maybe you don't know that, you know what I'm saying, there's the road is closed and they can't get to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know why you are being called to do certain things until you do them and you're presented with your manifestation. Maybe you're in the wrong environment. Maybe you're around the wrong people. Maybe you living in the wrong neighborhood or the wrong state or the wrong city. Maybe you at the wrong job. Maybe you in the wrong relationship. You don't know. If Spirit was to give you the thing that you're manifesting in the environment that you're in, maybe you'll lose it. Maybe you'll fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll get distracted. You don't know. So this is why when it comes to manifestation, trust is a part of it, but also intuition. Because we can't have the things that we want. It's not going to be brought to us and we're just in any type of environment. We're just in any type of space. We're just doing any type of thing. There are certain requirements that come along with some of the things that we're asking for. There are certain things that we need to have, or certain places we need to be, or certain people that we don't need to be around before we have the things that we're asking for. If I'm trying to manifest a multi-million-dollar business, or let's just say I'm trying to manifest $10,000, right? There are people who will start shit with us, try to use us, manipulate us over $200. Right? So Spirit not about to give you 10,000 around them motherfuckers. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Hell no, I'm not giving you that. You trying to manifest this new house and you in a relationship with somebody who already don't help you with the bills in the apartment that you in. They not about to let you move into no new house with that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They already don't clean up. They already don't take care of the things that they have already. You know what I'm saying? They not a good partner. And you trying to manifest a home with this person included. And Spirit is like, I'm not giving you that until you release that person. Because they're going to be the reason you lose it. They're going to be the reason that the home is destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is. There are certain stipulations and requirements that come with some of our manifestations. Okay, thank you for the heart me. Remember to get y'all daily heart me. Okay, there are certain things that come with the things that we're asking for. And if you truly want it the way you say you want it, then there's sometimes sacrifices that have to be made that go along with the manifestations that you have. You're not just going to get what you want just because you want it and just because you say that you want it. If you're not in a position to take care of that thing, or if you're around people that's going to cause you to lose that very thing, it just doesn't make sense to give it to you, right? But if you do the things that are required via your intuition, then you have a better chance of getting those things, maintaining them, right, and enjoying it. Okay? So trust, intuition, and then we're also going to add patience. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. And while you're in this stage of patience, that doesn't mean that you sit there and you spend 24 hours thinking about the damn manifestation all day long. Right? While you're being patient, you're doing other stuff. Because it's almost like, y'all ever worked a job or somebody asks you to do something and then they sit over your shoulder the whole time you do it? That's some irritating ass shit. Don't nobody want that. Right? And if anything, you're making it take longer. That person can't do what they're trying to do because you're all in the way. Okay? You're all in the way. You're throwing shit off. You're being irritating. So now what could have taken 20 minutes is taking 30, 45 or an hour. Yes, micromanaging. Don't nobody got time for that. So when you are manifesting something and then you're sitting there worried about it 24/7 and thinking about it 24/7 and in your head about it 24/7, you are confusing the energy because you're sending out so many mixed ass signals, and you're micromanaging the universe instead of just allowing things to flow. This is why manifestations flow way better when you're not even thinking about it. You ever said, like, to your head, let's say, for example, you sitting in a line in like a drive-through, right? This is just an example, right? And you like, damn, it would be nice. Usually they make me pay for sauce, but it'd be nice if they just gave me some extra sauces. You just say that shit in your head real fast. You think it or you say it out loud, and you just kind of forget about it. You're not really, you know what I'm saying? It's just something you said. They give you your bag, you drive off, you get home, and you realize there's extra sauces in the bag. Like, damn, I was just saying it would be dope if they gave me extra sauces. The reason why it happened is because you put it out there and you let it go. I'm not controlling this. I'm just going to put it out there. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to let it go. That's why shit be working. Or, damn, it would be dope if somebody just cashed at me a couple dollars for this, or if somebody paid for this for me. Or if I didn't have to, you know, pay this bill this month. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, hours later, sometimes minutes later, you get a random cash app. Or somebody asks you, hey, I want to, you know what I'm saying, I want to help you out this month with something. Or something happens where that company, you know, voids your bill for the month. Anything can fucking happen. Right? It's working because you're not spending time obsessing about it. You're not going crazy about it. You just put the shit out there and you kept it fucking pushing. So you're giving it the space to work. Because the universe don't need your help. Right? The things that your intuition tells you is to help you so that you can be in position to receive what you need. But they don't need your help getting it. It's done immediately. But sometimes things have to be shifted in order to align with you. And that's where that intuition comes in, right? That's where that trust comes in, and damn sure your patience. Okay? So, when you're manifesting, whether it's through, let's go back to the other part of this board. Okay, come on, thing. All right, cool. Y'all can see the full thing. Thoughts, words, feelings, and emotions is how we manifest. Right? The things that we're thinking on a daily basis. And I mean, it can be one thought. The minute it goes out, it's coming back in. Immediately. It can be one thought. So this is why monitoring your thoughts, this is where meditation comes in. Because meditation allows us to learn how to focus our thought processes. Right? How to focus our thinking. How to put ourselves in a different perspective. Right? So managing your thoughts is very important. If you're going throughout the day thinking, damn, I can't never do this, and I can't never do that, and something always going wrong, and I don't have this, and I don't have that, thank you for the gift, and, you know, life is always shitty for me, and somebody is always pissing me off, and I can't never win, and you're manifesting this, right? Because manifestations are not always good. So you're manifesting. The universe is basically like a yes man. So if you say, universe, I ain't shit, the universe is going to say, okay, I'm going to give you more opportunities to feel like you ain't shit because I'm here to serve you. Simple, right? If you say I'm broke, the universe will be like, okay, cool. I'm going to give you more opportunities to feel broke because that's what you said. And I'm here to do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't never find, I'm not going to never find my soulmate. Okay, I'm going to make sure that you never find your soulmate. That's how it works. It's a mirror. It's only going to reflect back to you what you put out. It's a yes man. It doesn't have emotions in this game. The universe is not going to be like, oh, what they meant to say was, no. The universe is not thinking for you. Right? We have free will. So it's not going to organize something against what you said or against what you want or against what you feel. It's not going to do that. So this is why, for example, you can say, okay, I need some money, right? And you just say it like that, I need some money. And then all of a sudden you walking down the street and you see a coupon on the floor and you just step over it. And then you go home and be like, see, that manifestation didn't even work. It did. It was a coupon on the floor and you stepped over it. You said you needed some money. You didn't say how. You wasn't specific. You didn't say an amount. The universe don't think for you. It's just going to give you what you said you need some money. Okay. Coupon. You said you need some money. Well, here go 25 cents. There go a quarter. You wasn't specific. You know what I'm saying? You didn't specify anything. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? You just said whatever you said. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. Right? You just said whatever you said. So you have to be specific with the things that you're asking for and the things that you're saying. Instead of saying stuff like, I don't never want to have a relationship like that again. You say things like, I'm so happy and grateful that my next relationship is X, Y, and Z. Right? Or I don't never want to have a month that I'm broke again. Instead, I'm so happy and grateful that the next month, I'm going to have everything that I need. From here on out, I'm going to always have everything that I need. My bills will always be paid on time. Right? Because you're speaking from your future self. You're speaking from what you will have. As if you already have it. Right? Instead of focusing on the negative of things, you're going to flip it and speak from a future perspective. Okay? So thoughts, words, conversations that we have. Be mindful what the fuck you be saying in these conversations. Period. As well as the words that other people say that you agree to. Yeah, they over there with that little business. And you're like, yeah, my little business. Bitch, what little business? This business is big. I don't got no little shit. What little business are you talking about? This business is huge. You know what I'm saying? Don't accept what the fuck people say just because they said that shit. Even in intimate times. Okay? I'm talking about a little pokey, a little hokey pokey. Be careful what the fuck you agreeing to. Some of y'all wonder why you got pregnant and wonder why this happened and wonder why that happened. Because your goofy ass was saying yes, yes, yes. I agree. And sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies when it comes to manifestation. Because you are in the midst of a portal. There's a portal that is open when you are being intimate with somebody. So you agree to the shit, and then you pop up a couple weeks with that one night stands baby. Or whoever, or whatever. Or you wonder why you can't break away from this motherfucker. Because they tell me some, it's mine, ain't it? And your goofy ass talking about some yes. That's a manifestation. It just is what it is. So again, words, very important. You ain't going, even outside of you being physically intimate, you can be having a conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, and that person be like, we gonna be together forever. We gonna be together forever. I ain't gonna never leave you. You ain't gonna never leave me. Y'all be like, yes, we're never leaving each other. And then you can't leave that motherfucker alone. No matter how hard you try, you can't get away from them. You can't escape that motherfucker. You can switch relationships and everything and here they ass go. Because you're manifesting it. You're sending that shit out into the universe. As above, so below. It's happening in the spiritual. You're connecting yourself to that person in the spiritual. So it's going to manifest itself into the physical. That's just how it works. That's just how it goes. Okay? Intimacy with yourself is a great way to manifest. But again, it depends on what your thoughts are, what your words are, and what your feelings and emotions are. All of it matters. What the fuck are they working on? There's always some shit at this goddamn studio. But again, it all depends on where your mind is. Right? You can easily manifest whatever you want with sexual energy, whether it's you by yourself or whether it's you with somebody else. But it all depends on where the mind is, what the words are, what the thoughts are, what the feelings and emotions are. Okay? All of that makes a difference, right? Again, the universe is a mirror. So its only job is to say yes to whatever it is that you're saying. Whenever you open your mouth. Even if you're not going into it with the intentions of manifesting, right? You can just be having a regular conversation. You could just be saying something. You could just be talking. You could just be sitting around just thinking, you know what I'm saying? For example, this is why a lot of you guys continue to relive the same experiences over and over, or meet the same type of people over and over, because you're constantly in a loop mentally, emotionally, and with the words that you're saying. So what you're doing is you're constantly attracting. Every time you talk about your past and what happened, and you keep telling that same sad ass story over and over, what you're doing is you're making your past a part of your future now. You're bringing that shit from wherever it was, and you're pushing it to a future experience, because you're talking about it in present tense, in present time. Right? This is why when we're healing and we're doing our shadow work, we go back to clear it out, to handle it, to analyze it, to get the lessons from it, and we leave that shit back there. We go back to change and alter our perspective of what happened, to gain from it, to take from it, whatever, and we leave that shit back there. And if we are going to talk about that experience in future tense, we're going to speak about it differently. Right? So, for example, I'll give you an example with me, right? At one point, and I told some of y'all about this yesterday, I was evicted from an apartment back in 2020, right? A lot of it was because I was not listening to my intuition. I told Spirit that I wanted to be in a different place, in a better place, but I wasn't listening, right? So, I got evicted. That's what happened, right? And for a long time, even after 7 days later, I moved into an even better apartment. You know, everything that I wanted, I had it and more, right? But I was still living in that home, afraid that I was going to be back on the fucking street, afraid that I was going to come home again and my shit was going to be outside. I was traumatized, bitch. I had PTSD. Okay, I was scared. I just knew, I'm like, just one day I'm gonna come home, my shit's gonna be outside again. I can't take it, right? The minute that I started thinking that, my money started getting funny, and it was hard for me to pay my bills. The minute that I started thinking that, the minute that I kept coming home into this brand new space, beautiful new apartment, right? All the amenities, a gym, a pool, a this or that. But because I was pulling that past experience from the fucking past and bringing it into the future, I was recreating that energy, therefore attracting that shit back to me. So Spirit is like, or the universe is like, okay, you keep talking about this past situation, you obviously want to relive it. You obviously want to experience this again. So let me make sure that shit starts fucking up for you, so that you can have this experience that you keep talking about. Because you won't let the shit go. You keep bringing it up. So obviously, you want it. So let me make sure that you get it, because that's my job. My job is to give you back whatever you're putting out. You're putting out that this is going on and that's going on. I'm about to make sure that it's going on. I'm going to make sure that you have that. The minute that I started to say I wasn't evicted, I upgraded. So anytime I would get that feeling like I was about to start thinking negatively again, I was like, damn, I'm so happy and grateful that Spirit upgraded my apartment. Instead of me saying evicted, I had to change the words, right? I had to change the way I thought about it, which changed the emotions and the feelings that I had about it. So instead of me being scared, right, I associated it to an upgrade. Spirit didn't want me living there no more. That wasn't good enough for me. So Spirit had to, put me out in order for me to upgrade to another spot. The minute I switched my thinking, my money got back right. I was no longer having issues with paying rent and paying bills and all of that. Everything started to fix itself and started to work for me again. So even when it comes to traumas of the past, right? You have to go back so that you can sort it out and heal it and figure out, okay, what was the lesson here? What were you trying to teach me? What did I learn from this? And I'm talking about as far back as childhood, right? What did I learn from this? So on and so forth. And then now when I tell that story, if I tell that story, or now when I think about it, if I think about it, I'm going to change the perspective of it to make sure that I'm able to keep the energy positive, so that I'm not recreating that same experience over and over again. So when y'all have breakups in relationships and you sit there and you think about how that person did you wrong and how that person did do this and didn't do that, and then you meet the next person and they do the exact same fucking way, you manifested that. Yeah. You said, hey, universe, double back with that. Three-peat me. That's what you said. Yeah, let me get that again. I love being taken advantage of. That's why I keep talking about it. I love being played with. That's why I keep talking about it. I love being lied to. That's why I keep bringing that shit up. Thoughts, words, feelings, and emotions equal manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So, shifting your mentality, shifting your perspective, right? Shifting your thoughts, shifting your words, right? And when you start to think differently, when you start to speak differently, you automatically gonna feel differently about it. Because your emotions are focused on and based on your thoughts and your perspectives. So if the perspective is negative, of course you're gonna feel negative. If the perspective is shitty, of course you're gonna feel shitty. That's just how that shit go. How can you feel good about some negative shit that you're thinking? That don't even make sense. So when you shift the thoughts and when you shift the words, you're automatically going to feel differently about it. This is why we say you have to match the frequency of the thing that you want. Right? Because emotionally, you're putting that out there like, okay, I want this to be this way. I want this to be that way. And therefore, that very thing is going to come meet you. If your emotions that you putting out, thank you for the heart me, if your emotions that you putting out are negative or low vibrational or whatever, then what you manifest is going to be on that same frequency. So this is why we say when you're manifesting, you need to already kind of have it in your mind that you already have what it is that you're manifesting, or that you, I don't even like saying asking for. I say that you're creating or that you're bringing in to your life. Right? You need to already be in that mentality that I already have this thing. How would you feel? Think of a manifestation right now. Right? Don't put it in the comments because people be hating. Think of a manifestation right now. Right? If that very thing was to come to you right now in this moment, how would you feel about it? Would you be happy? Would you be excited? Would you be sad? What would you feel? Would you be ecstatic? You know what I'm saying? Would your heart drop a little bit because it's just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I finally got this and that. You know what I'm saying? What would you feel in that moment? That's what you need to train yourself to feel now. Because again, the body only follows what you have going on, what you set for yourself. The body works with the spirit. The spirit is in control. So if the spirit is telling the body, hey, we already got that money, be happy. Even if you don't physically have it, right? Everything happens in the spiritual first. This is why your higher self usually feels more excited or lighthearted than you do in the physical body, because the higher self is working on a whole different frequency, right? So the higher self is like, hey, body, we already got that money. We already got it. it's solidified, it's cool. The body is then going to feel through the nervous system, which is the energetic part of the physical body. It's going to feel whatever those feelings are. So if I know that I already got it, then I'm going to feel excited. I'm going to feel happy. I'm going to feel elated, and some of the other words that y'all use. Right? I'm going to feel confident. I'm going to feel free. I'm not going to be worried. Are there going to be certain things I'm still worried about? No. If I'm trying to manifest some money because I got a bill due and I'm telling myself that I already have it, my higher self is telling me that I already have it, I'm no longer going to be walking around, feeling some type of way about that money that's due, because in my head, it's paid. Once I put that shit out there and I manifested it, it's paid. So my emotions and my feelings are going to match where I am right now, which is worry fucking free. I don't got shit to worry about. So I'm not going to keep sitting around like, oh shit, how I'm going to pay this and how I'm going to pay that, and I don't know how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to be in that energy no more, because in my head, it's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? It's already done. It's taken care of. I'm going to now be on the other side of that. Whatever the other side of that is, that's what I'm going to be feeling. That's the energy that I'm going to entertain. Everything else is everything else. Make sense? So, the universe is a mirror. Think about a mirror. If you stand in front of a mirror, if I stand in front of this mirror right now, or the camera is basically a mirror too. I'm in front of this goddamn camera. I got on a black and pink jumper. Right? Onesie, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's never going to turn purple. Right? It's not going to reflect back to me yellow. Because that's not what's in front of it. It's only going to show me what is in front of it. What's in front of it is black and pink. It's not going to turn orange. It's not going to reflect back to me blue. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to reflect back to me turquoise or green or any other motherfucking color. It's going to be exactly what is in front of it. And that's all it's going to be. That's all it can be. Same thing with the universe. The universe is not going to manipulate it. It's not going to change it. It's not going to think for you. It's not going to be like, oh, they didn't mean that they was broke. They were just making a little jokey joke. That's why when people say shit like, oh, I'm dead, I be like, don't fucking say that. The universe don't know that you joking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm broke. The universe don't know that you just playing around and for shits and giggles. They have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And you putting that shit out there and you saying that stuff. This goes back to etymology, right? Going back to words. Etymology is the study of words. All words have meaning. Period. Point blank. That's just what it is. So if you're using certain words, or if you're saying things in a certain tone, right? If you're having certain emotions, if you're having certain thoughts, it's going to be what it is. Okay? As above, so below. Everything happens where first? Does it happen first in the physical, or does it happen first in the spiritual? Thank you for the gift, my love. Where is it happening first? Okay. So if it's happening first in the spiritual, then once I say it, it's already happened. Because the spiritual realm moves quickly. Right? The spiritual realm doesn't operate off of the laws of the physical realm. Two different dimensions. Okay? And because we are in the 3D, things are going to move more slow. So once I speak it, it's already happening in the spiritual. Already. It don't take no time. The second that those words leave my lips, it's already happening. It's already on my way. Think of it like the moment that you submit your card, whether you buying something off Amazon, whether you know, ordering something, whatever. The moment you put your goddamn card in and you hit that submit button, that money is taken out of your account. Simple. It's not going to take 40 business days for the transaction. No. Immediately. Right? Immediately it's going to happen. Taken out. They got their money. That's how you need to be thinking about the universe. The universe don't need no time. Okay? Because it's operating on a higher dimension. The higher the dimension, the faster things work. The faster the turnaround time. Right? But because we're in the 3D, things move slow. We're in a lower frequency. That's why they call this one of the worst dimensions. Because everything moves so fucking slow. And we are spiritual beings. This is also why, going back to intuition, the intuition knows more in advance. Because the intuition is based off of what? Is your intuition based off the spiritual or the physical? Intuition is based off of what? The spiritual or the physical? I think so. Which one? Exactly. Exactly. So you're receiving messages from the spiritual realm, which is moving faster. This is why it's things, your intuition is telling you to do things in advance. Because they already can see what's happening down the line. Because it's on a faster frequency. Right? The physical body is 3D. So it's moving slowly. That's why the brain be like, the intuition tell you something, your brain be like, what? That don't make sense. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your intuition be like, hey, go ahead and make that left. And the ego part of you, the 3D part of you be like, what? Make a left? Why the fuck I'm doing that? That don't make sense. I don't never be making no lefts. This will be the first left that I made. I don't get why it's telling me to do this. I don't understand why it's going like this and going like that. This is not making sense to me. Blah, 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 blah. Right? It doesn't make sense. Because it's operating off of two different planes, two different dimensions. The intuition's like, motherfucker, I'm telling you this shit because I already see what's going on 5 months in advance. I'm on a higher frequency. The spirit is based off a higher frequency. And your intuition is that messaging system between the higher self and the ego, which is the physical part of you, the 3D part of you. So when you don't listen to the intuition, you're technically saying, I don't give a fuck what you see in the future. Thank you for the heart me. I don't care what you talk about. All this future shit, bitch, I don't care. I'm going based off of what I feel right now in this moment. And this is why you fuck yourself up. Because what you feel right now in the moment is operating slow. What you need, the reason why your intuition is telling you to do certain things, hasn't happened yet. And because we so stuck in this 3D, we be like, well, I don't understand why it's important. I don't understand why I need to listen. I can just go do something else. I can just move in a different direction. I can just do what I want to do. We don't see the importance of it. Or, going back to what? Trust. We don't trust our higher selves enough to listen and follow through. Even though it may be uncomfortable. Right? Even though it may require patience for us to see why our intuition is saying the things that it's saying. You usually don't see it immediately. Sometimes you do. Sometimes your intuition tell you to do something, you don't listen, and not even a couple seconds to a couple minutes later, you realize why the fuck it said that. And why you should have listened if you were smart. You know what I'm saying? You pick up on okay, I get it now. I understand. But sometimes it takes you a little minute because, again, the 3D moves slow. So it may take you a day or two. It may take you a week or two. It may take you a month or two, right? To see why you had to move the way you had to move in order for you to get what you're manifesting. Think about it like this. The you from 5 years ago would not be successful today. That's why you had to change. The you from 6 months ago would not be successful today. That's why you had to change. Simple as that. Your higher self already knew that. Which is why 6 months ago, it was telling you to do certain things intuitively. Which is why 5 years ago, it was telling you to do certain things intuitively. Right? Because it knew that you wasn't going to be able to reach the things that you want, to have the goals that you want, to manifest the things that you want in the energy that you was in. And it had to shift you in the right ways to prepare you for the things that you was asking for. The current you right now is not going to be able to handle the things that the future you next week will handle. Right? Feel free to inbox me, baby, if you want a one-on-one. Right? The you are today in this moment can't handle the things of tomorrow. Which is why there's certain things that are going to grow from now till tomorrow. There's certain upgrades that are going to be made from now to tomorrow. That's how it is. That's how it's going to be. Right? So the person that's going to experience the future manifestations, the manifestations that you're making in this moment, the version of you that's going to experience that is not who you are today, which is why your intuition is telling you to do what it's telling you to do, so that you can morph into that version of you that can handle those manifestations, that can be in position to enjoy it, to have it, and to be successful with it. And sometimes our spirit team will see what's going on, and they be like, you know what? You so goddamn pressed, and you think you know so goddamn much. We gonna let you get what you manifesting. We know you're not ready, but we gonna let you get it so that you can learn to be fucking patient. And you get exactly what you manifested, and you fumble it. You fuck it up. You lose it. You can't sustain it. Right? Because sometimes the things that you're asking for is so big, but you don't have no foundation. So how you gonna support this? You just in your head like, I want this, and I want that, and I want this, like a kid in a candy store. I want this, and I want that, and I want to have this, and I want to have that. Yeah, but you don't got no fucking foundation. So Spirit wants to give you this heavy thing that you're asking for, whether it's money, whether it's property, whether it's a car, whether it's a job, whether it's children, whether it's a relationship. If Spirit wants to give you this right now, you would fall through the motherfucking floor. You wouldn't be able to support that thing, and you gonna fucking lose it. So sometimes being patient is actually helping you prepare your foundation so that you can be secure enough to support this thing when it comes in. You know what I'm saying? So you can have everything that you need to support exactly what it is that you're manifesting. Because a lot of people manifest whatever they want, but you're not also making sure that you can sustain what it is and that you're prepared for whatever it is that you're asking for. And this is why a lot of y'all don't get it, or you lose it once you get it. So you might get that $10,000, but it's not gonna last because you don't know money management. And your intuition was trying to tell you to reach out to that person, or to cut back on spending this money and that money, or to stop doing this, and that, so that you can learn money management, so that when they send you this money and you get whatever it is that you need, you're not going to fuck it up. Or maybe you got to be at that job a little bit longer before you get this new position or before you get this new job, because you need to learn how to work with people. Because the job that we about to send you to, you're going to have to work with a lot of people. And you're not going to always like them, and you're not going to always get along with them, and it's not always going to be peaches and cream. So you got to learn to work in hostile environments. You got to learn to work with people that may not be too fond of you, or who jealous of you, or whatever. Right? Maybe you had to go through that breakup or that hard relationship or be in connection with that narcissist, because the person that's coming in, they too good. And there's certain things that you got to break down within yourself before you get this good person and you fuck them over. Because a lot of us have had experiences with our dream person or desired person, and we fucked that relationship up because we weren't good within ourselves enough to handle that person. Or didn't even get off the ground because that person was like, I'm too healed for you. I got too much going on. You're not about to fuck me over. You know what I'm saying? Spirit not about to give you that Bentley or that Mercedes or that BMW or what the fuck ever, when you don't even know how to take care of your hoopty. When the last time you got that fucking oil change? How many times you gonna ride on E? When the last time you got them brake pads fixed, changed? Got them tires rotated on that motherfucking car? You don't even clean out the damn car. You got snacks all over the fucking floor and papers and shit and shoes thrown about. You're not even taking care of what you have. Watch your spirit give you this new apartment or this new house and you don't wash your dishes. You know what I'm saying? You're not cleaning your clothes on a daily basis or weekly basis. Why the fuck should I give you a whole new house so you can fuck that up too? You letting the kids do whatever the fuck they want to do? You know what I'm saying? When you first got it, you act like you was appreciative of it. You had cleanup days every Saturday like your black mama taught you. Because you know black mama's going to be like, wake up. It's time to clean. Right? You was moving around that house like you appreciated that little apartment. I don't care if it was a 1-bedroom. I don't care if it was a studio. I don't care. You appreciated it when you first got it, and then you stopped giving a fuck. So you're no longer taking care of it, but then you want to open your mouth and talk about something. I want a house. I want to upgrade. I want something bigger. So you can destroy this too. So eventually you get used to it and you stop taking care of this house too. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? What the helly? Thank you for the gifts. It doesn't make sense. So the universe's job is to, again, just reflect back to you whatever you putting out. But your spirit team gonna come in and be like, hold up, universe. They're not ready for that. No. Let's put that shit on pause. Straighten that shit the fuck out. Right? Spirit team, ancestors, higher self, and be like, hold up. Before you send that shit to them, didn't I tell you to pick that shit up? Didn't I tell you to go and then do this and do that? Didn't I tell you to act like you got some motherfucking sense? And we get upset and be like, oh, my manifestation is not working. This shit don't work. Blah, 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 blah. You know, spirit don't be answering me when I ask for this. And blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? You get to crying and snotting and shit. And woe was me, woe was me, woe was me. But you're not looking at how you got to this place or why you're in this place. Right? So our manifestations go hand in hand with what? Can y'all see that? Can you read that? What does that say? For the class. Huh? What did that say? Huh? Shadow work. Healing. Self-work. Period. You can only manifest on the level that you are. So if you on a level 3, you can only have level 3 shit. Why are you expecting to manifest something on the 10 level and you still hit down here on a level 3? Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, baby, you ain't grown nowhere. And you think that you're going to manifest all of this big shit? You got to work with yourself first. You got to work on yourself first. This is why it's so hard for a lot of y'all to manifest, because you're not in a good space with you. You're not even connected to you, bitch. You're not having no conversations with yourself. You're not dating yourself. You're not taking yourself out. You're not meditating with yourself. You're not talking to yourself, conversing. Because people say conversating. Conversating is not a word. You're not conversing with yourself. Hello? You're not going over your feelings, over your emotions. You're not standing on your boundaries. What the hell you think you're going to attract? What the hell you think you're going to manifest? And you're not doing none of the work behind closed doors. It's not going to happen. Hang it the fuck up. That's why a lot of y'all don't get the things that you want until you start making an effort to do the work. Once you start doing the work, you realize things start coming real easy to you. Is the work difficult? Hell yeah. Is the work challenging? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Is it stressful sometimes? Hell yeah. Is you gonna want to quit sometimes? Fuck yes. But you start to realize that you become more in alignment. And when you are in alignment, it's easier for you to manifest the things that you want. It's easier for you to get to the places that you're trying to get to. There's no more tension. It's challenging because you're facing yourself, which is the hardest battle there is. Right? There is no more difficult battle than you facing yourself. You can face a million motherfuckers and it won't be as hard as you looking at yourself in the mirror and being accountable. So there are going to be challenges that come with it, right? It's going to push you out of your comfort zone. The things that you used to doing, you can't do that shit no more. The ways that you used to going about stuff, you can't go about those things like that no more. The people that you used to being around, you can't be around them people no more. And that be the challenging part. The mentality that you had in the past, you can't think like that no more. And that be the challenging part. I've been on my journey for 10 years at least, maybe more than that. And baby, I can't tell you how many times I was like, you know what, Spirit? Fuck all this. Okay? I'm about to go back to doing the old shit that I used to do. Because I don't want to do this no more. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm just going to be the same. I'm not going to change. I'm just going to be the same. And I would try to go back to all that old shit. But then you know what happened? It didn't fit me anymore. Them old people, the conversations didn't hit no more. Them old environments, that shit didn't hit no more. I didn't want it no. I was like, ugh, why am I here? I want to go home. I want to go home. For real, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. I thought that I wanted it, but in reality, I was just irritated with the process. But I'm a whole new person. So the version of me that liked that shit, I'm not that person no more. Right? And the version of me that's going to have the future stuff, I got to get to her. I got to become her. This is why shadow work is important, because shadow work is going to say, okay, this is where you are. This is where you're trying to be. Now let's fix all of the shit that we need to fix so we can get you here, so that you can have all the things that you're manifesting, all the things that you want. Let's work with you to get over here. You know what I'm saying? So that you can have all the things that it is that you want and that you deserve. The current you can't handle that. Right? Going back to patience. There's some things you got to see. There's some things you got to learn. There's some people you got to meet. There's some places you got to move to. There's some locations that you got to not go to anymore. There's certain things that need to happen in this in-between stage between the spiritual and the physical. There are some things that have to happen here. Right? Before what's happening in the spiritual can make it down to this 3D and be your experience, there's some things that have to happen to prepare you for what it is that's about to come in. So again, you can sustain it. Right? Not only will you have it, but you can keep it. Because sometimes it's easy getting it, but it's hard keeping it. It's hard maintaining it. And sometimes it's hard getting it, but it's still difficult maintaining it. Right? Consistency, showing up every day. Continuously becoming a better version of yourself every single day, because that's what shadow work is. Shadow work just simply means there's more work for me to do and I'm going to do it. There's more changes for me to make, so I'm going to make those changes. Simple as that. There's a better version of me out here, and I'm going to align with that version. That's all shadow work is. Shadow work is not you beating yourself up. It's not you talking down on yourself. It's not you, you know what I'm saying, holding your traumas and your past decisions and mistakes and whatever over your head. That's not what it's for. Shadow work is to say, this is what my past looked like. I don't enjoy that. I don't want to repeat that. So in order for me to not repeat that and to have something different, these are the changes I'm going to make. These are the things that I'm about to do. Right? These are the decisions, that I need to make in order to align with this new version of myself. Make sense? Y'all know we keep it super simple over here. Manifestation don't got to be hella complicated. And all of that, I got to write down, I got to say it 40 times, and I got to do 30 jumping jacks, and I got to spin around 5 times, and then I got to roll around on the floor 6 times, and then I get up and I throw some cinnamon behind my back. It don't need to be all that. Keep it fucking simple. Okay? My thoughts, my words, my feelings, and my emotions allow me to manifest. Right? My thoughts, my words, my feelings, and my emotions are based on where I am as a person. I'm thinking based on where I am as a person. I'm speaking based on where I am as a person. I'm feeling based on where I am as a person. If I want to improve that, I got to improve me. Simple. The more I improve me, the better I feel, the better I speak, the better I think. Which makes it easier for me to attract the things that I want, manifest the things that I want. I'm practicing patience. I'm listening to my intuition, and I'm trusting that this is already happening for me. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? If you don't understand that, then I don't know how to help you. Alright? Feel free to drop some questions in the comments. I'm going to take some questions, and then we're going to get up out of here. If you do want any one-on-one assistance, feel free to shoot me a DM message, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Alright, so Ms. Polka, just work on myself like I've been doing. Love me and just take it a day at a time and know I'm worthy of everything I desire and want. Absolutely. 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 And everything that you just mentioned is shadow work. That's the thing. Shadow work don't have to be complicated. I did a lesson on shadow work. If y'all go on my YouTube, click the link in the bio. I did a full lesson on shadow work. I might do another one Thursday. We'll recap shadow work on Thursday. Matter of fact, I'll do that. We'll do a little refresher course on shadow work. But keep it simple, right? Anything you do to improve yourself on any level is shadow work. Okay? Your thoughts, your feelings, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to other people, so on and so forth. Can you do shadow work more than once? Shadow work is a long time thing, right? Think of shadow work as self-development. Do you want to develop yourself just once? No, you want to keep developing, right? So that's what shadow work is. Anytime you see something about yourself that needs to be fixed, you fix it. That's shadow work. My YouTube is PocaSPEAKS. Just like over here. Okay? So shadow work is a lifetime thing. If you meet anybody and they be like, oh, I finished my shadow work, I'm done with that, run. Because what that person is basically saying is, I'm not growing any more past this point. I'm okay with where I am and I'm going to stay there. No. Alright? We want to change every single day. Change is good. Anything that is stagnant is dead. Right? So you want to change something every day as much as you can. Period. Now don't bombard yourself with a whole bunch of different stuff trying to force it. Right? Go with the flow. So if you wake up today and you're like, damn, I may have cussed this person out and I don't want to be out here cussing people out no more. I'm going to fix that. That's your shadow work for today. You wake up the next day and be like, damn, I woke up late as hell because I went to sleep late as hell. I need to get back on a good routine and go to bed earlier or whatever. That's shadow work. You know what I'm saying? If you wake up the next day and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, the way that me and my spouse have been walking around this house, not talking to each other or not talking to each other properly or whatever, that needs to change, that needs to be fixed, that's shadow work. And sometimes when you're in the midst of changing those things, you'll realize, damn, this started when I was 4. This started when I was 17. I've been dealing with this since I was 12, right? And that's when you start to get introduced to childhood traumas. Okay, so now I need to go back to when that happened, when that started, figure out what was going on, figure out what lessons I need to learn from it, figure out what I need to throw away and what I need to keep. Okay? I'll get into deeper detail Thursday. We'll start 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. And we'll go through shadow work, different phases of shadow work, different methods, so on and so forth, how it looks on a daily basis, how not to overwhelm yourself, how to, rest, take breaks, so on and so forth, how to identify issues, problems, traumas, triggers. We'll go through all of that. We'll be on here for a little minute. Today I don't got the time to be on here as long as I usually am, but Thursday we'll do a more in-depth live on shadow work. Manifestation is simple, and I want to keep it as simple as possible. That's why I only gave y'all a little bit and we stopped. Because the more information I give y'all, the more you're going to be in your head and you're going to complicate it and it's not going to work. Okay? Okay? Can I manifest my lover back? I respect his free will. Why would you want somebody back? This goes back to shadow work. This goes back to feelings and emotions. Okay? What is making you feel like you need somebody to come back if they're not in your life right now? That's something within you that needs to be healed, needs to be fixed, needs to be addressed, so you can move out of that energy. We not manifesting nobody. No. We become, again, as above, so below. So if I want to manifest a good partner, I'm going to become a good partner. And then it's going to be given to me in the version of the 3D, somebody else. The universe is a mirror. What I put out is going to give back to me. So if I'm needy and I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I'm acting a certain type of way and I'm in this type of energy and whatever, I'm going to continuously manifest that type of reality for myself. Where I continuously feel needy of somebody's energy. I continuously feel like codependent, whatever. That's codependency. When you want to manifest somebody back. For what? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't need to manifest anything back. I tell you all the time, anything that's supposed to be in your life won't leave. If it's supposed to be there long term, it's going to be there long term. If it's not, it's going to leave. It's overstayed its welcome. It did what it was supposed to do, and it's time to go. Everybody is not a permanent fixture in our lives. This goes back into understanding that we're here to experience. Thank you for the beans, my love, and not control. We're not here to control. We're not here to dictate. We're here to experience. So if somebody is in your life, whether they're there for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, or 3 generations, it's an experience. And whenever that time is up. You grieve the loss. You say thank you for the experience, and you move the fuck on to the next thing. Of course, that takes work to do. Going back to shadow work, patience, intuition, trust. All of those things are incorporated in that. It's not easy to do. We talked about challenges. But it's necessary. Right? It's necessary. It's important. Make sense? What about family who are too attached? What you mean? Simplify it for me so I can understand what you asking me. I want to make sure I'm answering it properly. My Reiki is not working. What you mean it's not working? I want to make sure I'm understanding what y'all saying. Also, shout out to all the people that's gifted. Feel free to gift. This is a gift appreciated space, and all gifts are appreciated and not mandatory. Hey, Shania, question. What are your thoughts on a very controlling, conditional love mother? Separate yourself. Separate yourself. Separate yourself. Separate yourself. You have to learn how to choose you, especially in environments and with people who have tried to condition you to choose them first or to prioritize their feelings and them first. Separate yourself. Shadow work. Go back to your childhood. Start healing all of the things that keep you attached to that person. Start working on that. Start healing all of that behind closed doors within your own energy. And then eventually you'll be at a place where it is what it is. Like mom and sis won't let me live my life, wants to be a part of everything. Are you keeping them a part of everything? Because people will continue to do whatever you've been allowing. You know what I'm saying? If I have a puppy and I keep allowing that puppy from day one to lay in the bed with me, when I tell that puppy, get out my bed, they gonna look at me like, girl, shut the fuck up. Our bed. Because I've been allowing it. I've been allowing that person, that puppy, to think that that's okay. Right? But if I'm like, okay, I know that I have allowed you to sleep in my bed up until this point, but now I'm going to start putting your ass in the cage at night. Or I'm going to start closing my damn door at night. Or every time you get on my bed now, I'm going to smack your ass off. Hello? Now that puppy going to start realizing, oh, I can't get on that bed no more. Right? Same thing with our family members. Especially mamas. Mamas feel entitled because they gave birth to you and they just feel like your whole life is owed to them. Okay? Listen. I said what I said. Okay, so my shadow work is me feeling guilty about it. Yeah, I mean, you may feel guilty in the beginning, but boundaries, right? A part of shadow work is boundaries. This is my boundary. I'm not telling you all my business, and you can't be a part of everything. That's my boundary. Now, if you don't like it, oh fucking well. Right? And if you become disrespectful because of it, then now I'm going to remove myself. Now you lose access to me. If you want to regain that access, you're going to be respectful. Simple as that. Right? Hold on, let me go back because some of y'all put some more questions here. I don't want to miss somebody. I've been trying to heal my wife. It's not working. You've been trying to heal your wife of what and how? Having a hard time forgiving and letting go. I want to be with him, but I'm still traumatized. How can I move from it and still be with him? Why would you want to be with somebody that leads to you being traumatized? This goes back to shadow work and the way that y'all feel about yourselves. You can't convince me that you love yourself and you care about yourself if you're trying to put yourself around somebody that adds to your trauma. That's called trauma bonding. I'm about to start singing it. That's called trauma bonding. Why would you want to be around somebody that adds to your trauma? Me. Come on. We don't do that. This speaks to how you feel about yourself. If I see myself as 0, if I see myself as not being good enough, if I see myself as being needy, I'm going to continuously attract people like that, or I'm going to continuously attract this person. I'm going to be stuck on this person. Identity, the way I see me. If I see myself as less than, I'm going to continue to act less than, and I'm going to attract less than. Simple as that. It's never going to get better until I change the way that I view myself. Period. What if he's been better since then? My love, do you love yourself? You can't. You can't. You can't. There's no way you do. No. Shadow work and self-love are besties. They're twins. They out the womb together. They sandbox, ride or die. You can't have one without the other. There's no way you love yourself and you're chasing behind somebody. And not only chasing behind that person, you're making excuses for that person. Why? Because it keeps you comfortable. Whatever that person's providing to you keeps you comfortable. And the thing about change is uncomfortable. Change is going to push you to places that you've never been before. It's going to make you think in ways that you've never thought before. It's uncomfortable. A lot of people don't like it. And it sounds like you don't want to change. What if Spirit got something better for you and you holding on to dust because you don't want to change? That's the thing about manifestations, right? Going back to manifestations, going back to healing. Every time you heal, you are aligning more with the things that are actually for you. That's why healing is so beneficial to us. And sometimes aligning more with what's for me means I'm coming out of alignment with the things that are not for me, i.e. people, places, relationships. You know what I'm saying? Me getting on point with me means I'm getting off point with you. Oh, fucking well. Am I going to choose you or am I going to choose me? What the fuck? Spirit got something better for me. So I have to hold on to that. I got to know that things are working in the spiritual realm that I may not be able to see here in the 3D. Going back to what? Trust, intuition, patience. Period. I've been healing proactively and intentionally healing, right? Because sometimes we just be on our journey, we get the knowledge, whatever, but we're not applying it, right? I've been applying my knowledge and being active and consistent with my knowledge for more than 5 to 6 years at this point. Right? I've had situationships. I've had encounters. I've had all types of shit. But I've been single. No real relationships yet. Why? Because the person that is for me requires me to be a certain version of myself, and they have to be a certain version of themselves. It's easier to find people who are vibrating on a lower vibration. It's easy to find them type of people. You run into them type of people every motherfucking day. That's easy. You walk across the street, you're going to find somebody. You could be in a relationship in 2 seconds. I could have been in about 15, 20 relationships by now. But when you're working on yourself, and you're forever growing, you're forever changing, you're forever becoming a better version of yourself, the dating pool gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. When you have self-respect and you love yourself, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Patience. Right? Intuition. There's people that I was like, maybe this would be a good candidate. And my intuition said, hold the fuck up now. Don't get carried the fuck away. This person is just here to teach you this or to show you this about yourself. Or to help you get this opportunity. Or to connect you with this. Or to do this or to do that. There's a purpose. Now, calm your ass down. I didn't say you was getting married tomorrow. Relax. And it's easy to look at other people's lives and be like, well, they got this and well, they got that. Well, they got this and well, they got that. Okay, and that's them. And they're not doing the work that you're doing. Right? Self-love, shadow work, healing is a difficult journey. And it requires isolation sometimes. It requires you to be by yourself sometimes. And you're going to be happy that you was. Because eventually you move on and you start seeing like, damn, now I see why that wasn't going to work. You know what I'm saying? The more I change, the more I grow, the more I move forward, I'm starting to understand why Spirit was like no to that person. I'm starting to understand why that shit got blocked. You know? But it takes self-love. At one point, I didn't love myself the way I was supposed to. It was easy for me to find relationships, but they was bums because I was a bum. Emotionally, I was a bum. I wasn't loving myself right. I wasn't taking care of myself the way I should have. My boundaries were not intact. I didn't have no motherfucking boundaries for real. Certain ones, like don't put your hands on me and don't cuss at me and shit like that. I ain't had no boundaries outside of that. Going back to my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Going back to my childhood. So I had to do what? I had to do my shadow work. I had to figure out, okay, where did I pick up on this? Who taught me what love was? Right? Whether somebody said it to me or whether they showed it to me. Right? My parents taught me that love was inconsistent. Because they were emotionally inconsistent. So I grew up thinking that it was okay to be with inconsistent ass people. Or for me to be inconsistent in relationships. Because it wasn't always the other person. That goes into accountability. Accountability is a part of shadow work. What am I responsible for? Sometimes I showed up in relationships. Sometimes I fucking didn't. Sometimes I was head over heels, and the next day be like, get the fuck out of my house. Get out my face. I don't want to be bothered. Inconsistent, because I was taught inconsistency. I thought that was love. I thought that was regular. I thought that was how shit goes. Right? I cheated in the past. Why? Because I saw my parents cheating. They cheated on each other. They cheated with the people that they was with. Both of them was married at one point, and they cheated on them too. So I didn't think it was a big deal. I just thought, hey, if they do it to you first, then you got all right to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Well, if you're not happy and if y'all arguing, if shit not cool, then you can go do whatever the fuck you want to do. So there were a lot of things about relationship that I had the wrong idea about. Not because nobody sat down and taught me, hey, go cheat. Hey, go be, irresponsible. Hey, don't be accountable. Nobody said those things to me, right? But as children, we learn a lot from our environment and what we witness with our eyes, what we experience, what we feel, right? Emotions, words, actions. That's how we're learning as children. You know what I'm saying? So you pick up on all of this shit. You're not cognizant of it, right? You're not conscious of it. So then you become an adult who acts out of these emotions, feelings, and actions without really knowing that you're doing it. And you're setting yourself up to have these types of experiences. So until you go back, this is why we go back. This is the only reason we go back. It's to undo what we were taught and to replace it with something better. Right? It's like if you have a car. If I have a car and they made this car the way that they made this car in the factory before it came to me, right? But by the time I got it, it was something wrong with the brakes. I gotta buy new brakes and I gotta replace the brakes. I can't keep driving with the brakes fucked up, because then one day I'm gonna try to stop this motherfucker and it ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna run into some shit. Right? So I'm going backwards to fix something that needed to be fixed, so that in the present tense and even in the future tense, that's something that I don't have to worry about. Make sense? But I only know what needs to be corrected, what needs to be fixed, if I'm investing into myself enough to be paying attention. We're with ourselves 24/7, 365. Right? You wake up with yourself, you go to sleep with yourself. You with yourself all during the day. But are you really paying attention to yourself? Are you really connected with yourself? Are you really in tune with yourself? Probably not. That's why you've been doing so many things and you haven't realized that that's what you've been doing. You've been acting out in so many ways, but you haven't realized that's how you've been acting. And people can even come and try to tell you, hey, like people try to tell me, you got an attitude problem. No, I'm just real. That was my response. Because my mama had an attitude problem, and she would say that she was real. My grandma, her mama had an attitude problem. She would say, she just being real. I picked up on that and didn't even realize it. And thought I was justified. Until one day I started investing into myself, and I realized, damn, your attitude is nasty. That baby is disgusting. It's nasty. You need to do something about that. You need to change it. You need to fix it. You need to do something. I had to sit with myself. And that was one of the most uncomfortable things to sit in, because so many people had came and said that shit to me, and I cussed their ass the fuck out. Told them that they didn't know what they was talking about. They were just mad because I was getting in their ass and telling them what they needed to know. So I had to eat them words. And that shit ain't feel good. I'm a Gemini. I'm used to always being right. But baby, I was wrong. I was hella wrong. I had to learn. It wasn't what I was saying, it was how I was saying it. You know what I'm saying? Your intentions don't matter when the delivery is horrible. What the fuck? Can't nobody even see the intentions if I'm talking to them any type of way. They don't give a fuck about my intentions. I'm just trying to help you. Yeah, but you saying it in a nasty ass way. I can't even hear past the disrespect. I had to eat that, which was not easy. That's one into the challenges of growth, the challenges of becoming a better version of yourself. Right? Make sense? Any more questions before I hop over here? Absolutely. Emotional intelligence. Absolutely. And we don't realize how, unintelligent we are emotionally until you put in a certain situation or a certain experience or you're around a certain person and they reflect you to you. You know what I'm saying? They start showing you who you are, and you be like, ugh. I know I don't act like that. I'm like, yes, you do. Yes. I mean, you kind of do. Hate to bust your bubble, bitch, but this is you verbatim. And Spirit starts sending me. This is why that patience piece is important, right? Because there's things that you're learning in between you receiving what it is that you're manifesting, right? That patience piece is important. Because Spirit might put you in a relationship, and the sole purpose of that relationship is for you to learn this is what you look like to the world. Simple as that. I've had friends come into my space, or I'm gonna say they were friends at the moment, at the time, right? We're no longer friends, but at the moment they were friends. In that moment they were friends. I had them people come into my space, and their only job was to show me. That was it. That was their only purpose. And after I seen what I was supposed to see, the relationship dwindled away. I've had relationships where their only job was to show me how codependent I was. How emotionally reliant I was on them to make me feel good, to make me feel some type of way, to give me purpose or whatever. And the minute that I learned that lesson, the relationship went away. I've had some relationships come in just to teach me how worthy I am of having better. Right? I've had niggas come into my life and just spend money. Spend money, show me this, take me here, fly me out here, do this and do that. And the minute that I start thinking on a more luxurious level, and I was like, I don't got to live in the trenches. I don't got to do this. I don't have to think low vibrational. There is more possibilities out there. There is more of the world to see. The minute that shit clicked in my head, Spirit was like, okay, that's enough of them. And I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute, I kind of like that one, Spirit. I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one. Damn it. Spirit, but he bought me a bag and took me around the country and flew me out. So we're like, okay, and I've shown you what's possible. Now you can do this shit for yourself. I'm like, but I don't want to do it for myself. I want him to do it. Sometimes it's just a mentality adjustment. Sometimes it's an emotional adjustment. Right? In the beginning of my journey, this is why sometimes when you start your journey, you meet that person that feels like they're the perfect person. Right? It's like they come in right when you start, right when you're like, okay, I'm about to get serious about my journey, I'm about to take it serious, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. You meet this fantastic, amazing person. Right? And they turn your whole world upside down. Like, what the fuck? Right? That person came in to teach you something. There was something that you needed to learn. And now that your energy is open to the lessons, it was a perfect time for them to come on in. They came in, they conquered, they did what they were supposed to do, and then their asses is gone. And you looking like, what the fuck just happened? Everybody not supposed to be here permanently. You know what I'm saying? They just not. That's why you have to start accepting things and people as experiences. And I said that to this guy one time, and he got so offended by it. Because he was, you know, some people come into your life and they think that they can make you feel some type of way about, you know, them being on games or whatever. And I said, baby, you just an experience. It's okay. I'm not hurt. This is an experience, and I'm so grateful for it. That motherfucker looked at me like, bitch, I don't know who in the doctor field you think you motherfucking are, bitch. I'm more than an experience. I said, baby, you was just an experience. Settle down, honey. Pipe down, sugar butt. Let me humble you real fast. Nigga, you was just 20, 25. Relax. nigga. I'm not taking it personally. You stop taking shit personal. You know? And a lot of people don't like that. But I was somebody's 2023. I was somebody's March to December. It's how it is. What the fuck? We here to experience, not control, not to dictate. I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed what we had, what we did, and all that. And now I'm going to move on to the next thing. Because one thing I had to learn too is if I experience all of this amazing shit with you, I can't imagine what's next. Right? Because it only gets better. I'm not moving backwards. So if you came into my life and you were amazing and we did all these exciting things and it was just beautiful and wonderful and magical and it came to an end, do you know what's next for me? Bitch, I'm about to have a ball. Right? Going back to what? Thoughts, words, feelings, and emotions. You change your perspective, everything follows. So if that's the case, what the purpose of love is if people just move on? So love has nothing to do with proximity. I can love somebody from right here in Baltimore and they can be in China. Right? I can love somebody in this 3D realm and they can be somewhere in the 7D. Love has nothing to do with proximity. Right? This is why self-love is the most important. Because as long as I'm loving on myself, I don't necessarily need the love from you. Love is extra when it's coming from another person. So during the time that we together, if there's love that's exchanged and we feeding off of each other from a place of love, then that's fine. But the moment that we move on, I still got love for me. I'm not missing no meals. And the next person that come in, we want to exchange love too. That's it. You understand? Thank you, my love, for the beans. It's ever flowing. It's ever moving. Love is not a stagnant energy. It's like currency, right? That's why love is usually represented by water. Water moves whether you like it or not. The smallest drip of water is still going to soak through the ground. It may not be a puddle. It may not be a lake. It may not be a river. But that little drip drop of water is still going to saturate the earth. It's currency. It moves. It's ever flowing. Right? So as long as I have it within myself, that's all that matters. So 80K likes. I don't know. Can we get to 80K likes before I hop off here? Because I'm about to get off. That would be dope. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're not here to control. We're not here to be attached to people. That's how we get fucked up. That's how we find ourselves in this stagnant energy. Because if you think about an attachment, right? An attachment means that I'm stationary. That means I'm not moving anymore. And if we think about love as water, one of the worst bodies of water or predicaments water can be in is stagnant. When water is stagnant, it's bacteria being fed into it. You know what I'm saying? It's all types of fuck shit wrong with it. It's nasty. Water has to be moving for it to continue to be healthy and beneficial to us. Right? If this water stays in this water bottle for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, 7 years, it's no longer useful to me. But as long as I'm drinking it and I'm releasing it from this water bottle, it's going to go through my body. It's going to saturate my organs and everything that it needs to do. Help with the blood and everything. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, my love, for the gifts. And then it's going to come through as pee-pee, and that pee-pee going to go in the toilet. And all that pee collect in the toilet, and they clean it out, and they reuse it for whatever fuck they reuse it. And it continues in a circle of life. it remains useful. But if it stays in this bottle, it don't help no fucking body. Nobody benefits from that. It's just stale ass water. Make sense? Alright, any other questions, comments, or concerns? We're going to do the lesson on shadow work on Thursday. I won't be live tomorrow because I'm getting my hair done. Poca got to get cuter. Okay? Cuter. So I won't be on here tomorrow. But I'll be on here Thursday. And I won't be here Friday either. Because I got shit to do. But I'll be here Thursday. Thursday, I'll be on here 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got on here a little late because I had a meeting. But Thursday, 5 p.m. EST. Thank you, my love. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares. Y'all know I love me some y'all. Everybody good? All hearts and minds are clear? Y'all straight? This will be posted on YouTube. Tomorrow rising, it'll premiere on YouTube. So as long as you're subscribed, then you should get the notification. You can watch it back from the beginning. And then Thursday, when we do the lesson on shadow work, there is already a lesson on shadow work. We're just going to be doing a refresher course Thursday. But if you want to go and, kind of get some information to use now, there's already a live lesson on shadow work that is on YouTube. So when you go to my YouTube, the link is in the bio, or you can just type in PocaSPEAKS. Go to the live section and then scroll down and you'll see all of the lessons that I've done on all types of shit. 'Cause we done did a lot of lessons over here. If you know, you know. If you've been locked in with me for a while, y'all know we done covered a lot of shit. Okay? What do you do for the full moon that's coming in? It depends. A lot of people do different stuff. Me, I'm a big advocate for intuition. So sit down with yourself for a couple of seconds. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to still talk, but I got to move around. Sit down with yourself for a couple of seconds. Figure out what you feel called to do. Some people are called to meditate. Some people are called to do a spiritual bath. Some people are called to just sit the fuck down and take a nap. Some people are called to rest. Some people are called to be outside in nature. Some people are called to, be around water. So on and so forth. Figure out what you feel intuitively guided toward and do that. That's going to be the best thing for you to do. Because there's a lot of different things you can do, but will those things be beneficial to you? Maybe not, right? So intuition is everything. If you feel intuitively guided to take a walk, take a walk. If you feel intuitively guided to go to a lake and write out your feelings and then throw that shit in the water, do that. You know what I'm saying? Do what you feel guided to do, because that's what's going to be the most beneficial to you in that moment. I do have a lesson on the moon phases on YouTube as well. So you can check that out and see what the full moon is about, what it speaks to. And then from there, when you know what something is about and when you know the purpose of something, it's easier for you to figure out what you need to do for you, how to take advantage of it in the best way for you personally, right? So I would say study, research the full moon. The full moon, what are we in, Cancer season? So what is it in? Capricorn right now? No, Cancer. Scorpio? What is it in? Libra? I don't know. I'm trying to think. See what sign the full moon is in, what it's doing, what's going on, and go from there. Yes, Uranus is now in Gemini. Yes, it is. Capricorn. Yeah, that makes sense. Because Capricorn, I think, is Cancer's sister sign. Usually the full moon is in the sister sign of whatever sign we're currently in. Capricorn. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Okay, cool. That was right. I know a little bit what I'm talking about. So that means research the sign Capricorn, research the moon, research full moon, right? Research Cancer. Astrology speaks to every fucking thing. Okay? All right, y'all. Love y'all. I'm about to get off of here because I got to meet my team at this restaurant for a team meeting. The antisocial ass Gemini. You would think I'm so fucking social. I swear I'd be so fucking anti. Oh my God. I'm just going because the food is free. Hello. Because one thing I would do is eat. So I'm about to go do that. Again, I won't be live tomorrow, but I'll see y'all Thursday. Thursday we'll do our shadow work lesson. Make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all turn on y'all live notifications for here and YouTube. Hey, 65K. Shout out to everybody who gifted, everybody who liked, everybody who commented, everybody who shared. We got 16 shares. That's awesome. I'll be on here longer Thursday, so you don't have to worry about me getting off as quick as I did today, and I'll be starting on time Thursday. I was like 30 minutes off today, so we'll have more time then to get everything situated and go through shadow work. Shadow work usually takes a little bit more time anyway, so that's perfect. So we'll get through that. Friday I won't be live. Monday I won't be live because I'll be out of town. But Tuesday we'll be back to our regular scheduled program. Tuesday we'll probably do a reading to bring in the week, and then maybe Wednesday or Thursday we'll do another lesson on something else, because it looks like we're about to get back into lessons. If y'all was with me in the beginning of the year, y'all know we was doing 2 lessons every week for 3 and 4 hours a piece. So it looks like we about to get back into that. Whatever, you know, I'm a tool, use me, okay? So we'll be doing that next week, Thursday, and then next week. As long as you subscribe, as long as you're following, then you should get the notifications of what we got going on. All right, my love bugs. Be safe, be good. Have a fantastic weekend if you don't see me again this week because of whatever you got going on, because I'm going to see y'all on Thursday. But if you don't see me, have a fantastic rest of your week, fantastic weekend. Be safe, have fun. Take into consideration what we talked about today. This will be posted on YouTube tomorrow rising for those who want to watch it from the beginning, or for those who missed everything. Either way, you'll see it tomorrow. It'll premiere around like 7-ish a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. For those who wanted one-on-one sessions or courses, feel free to inbox me or DM me. You can click the link in my bio. My website is currently down right now. I'm doing some updates on it. Some system updates that I've been putting off for a while. So that's down for right now. But feel free to inbox me and we can schedule one-on-one consultations, mentorships, or counseling sessions, okay? Readings are also available, so if you're interested in that, feel free to inbox me. All right? Thank you for the hearts, the love, the roses, the gifts, everything. Thank you. All right? Shout out to my Bingo family as well. Love y'all. Y'all be holding a girl down, okay? Love y'all real bad. So I'll be live on both platforms Thursday. All right? Be good. Peace.